sport, everyone plays a role. The youth, the government, the administrative bodies, the sponsors, corporates, entertainment, and more. And together, they create opportunities for us through sportainment, creating tremendous value for all of us. Welcome to the second edition of the India International Sports Summit. 3 years back, when we started Transstadia, the biggest issue we saw in the industry was that it was fragmented. This platform has been created to bring together stakeholders who want to make a difference and who want to see the industry materialize. This year at the summit, we have taken a step further. We have clearly divided this event into 4 major areas affecting sport: infrastructure, coaching, sponsorships, and societal impact.
Infrastructure is a symbol of national pride. You don't have to get down and probably start building all of a sudden. The minute you start thinking that maybe, hang on, we probably need to start bidding for Olympics at some point in time to establish ourselves as a global superpower.
In India, many times we take concepts as a fad. It is very good to have a private sector participation. But in our ethos, the sports generally takes a back seat. So when you talk about using this for non-sporting activities, is there not a danger of the non-sporting activities taking over, which has happened in many places, taking over the sporting activities?
You see a lot of kids wearing Manchester United jerseys or some other leading clubs, kicking around football, coming out of the schools, enjoying. When they get out of the school, where do they play?
All these stadiums are lying here and there as white elephants, and we are not able to utilize them, and we don't have a solution to that. And if we offer them to private sector, they're not coming forward because of the restrictions which we place on the usability of that.
A journalist once wrote about Athens that if medals were given for the misuse of public funding, Athens would have won gold. You must avoid these issues of legacy. Legacy is massively important, as is community. These are not just buildings for the 22 sports people who run around. These are buildings for everyone who lives in that community, who will want to be part of it. There are jobs there, there are enjoyment there, there's facilities there for the business community and the whole community. And don't miss the bottom one, because that is just as important. Profitability is also a key component. For the last 4 or 5 years, I've been writing this book, which is called The Seven, so I'm plugging my book, 7 Golden Secrets of a Successful Stadium. I have studied, this is my business, this is what I love to do. And if there's one thing I love in my industry, is visionaries.
To create a strong ecosystem for sport, we need to take a two-pronged approach. First, we need to give marks for sports, so that children take up sport and look at it as a potential career opportunity. The second, we need to make private participation possible in the sports infrastructure business.
I'm really very happy that, the sports industry is getting such a great fillip by this India International Sports Summit 2011. I was so impressed by the work that Udit Seth and his team is doing that this year I have taken him as a member of the steering committee of the 12th five-year plan focused on the sports industry. Like Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, there must be a Sarva Krida Abhiyan. So sports for all in addition to education for all, and part of that would be making sports an integral part of the overall education process.
Education is a state subject and sports are extracurricular activities. It is not in the mainstream.
I think India can also offer some pretty amazing insights to Australia around how to develop extremely low-cost models of community-based sport, especially in relation to remote and Indigenous communities, and that's quite an issue in Australia.
Coaching is a very different skill. It's not necessarily that a great player can be a great coach.
The rules of the game have changed, which does not suit the subcontinent style of playing. The Europeans have changed the rules of the game.
When foreign person comes,